Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon. Let me set myself up here. A bit of darkness. Oh my God. It's my light. It's better. There we go. How's that? Right. So I was meant to stream later on today, and my plans have changed. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to stream now so I can get my videos out today. And apologies for that. If anyone's scheduled to come and watch me live, you can always catch up, so it's not a problem. I'm just going to stream as though I've got a huge audience, even though at the moment no one's watching, but that's okay. Let me have a look at what I wanted to talk about today. I was thinking about BTC, the TRVL breakout, and the BTC dominance ALTseason. So I'm going to have a look at those. I'm going to go straight to Bitcoin and have a look at that. I was messing around with my lines. That's why it looks like that. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Oh, wow, almost. What does that mean? Close, but no cigar, huh? Shit. You know, sometimes you have a really good trade plan and then you miss it and then you wonder, what the hell? What do I do? Well, it looks like it came into the local point of control. You see that, and it found support. So naturally, I wasn't looking at the chart to see what was happening. And so I think the original trade plan was correct in that I was looking for a pullback into my area. I was initially thinking gold 50% off a V-shaped recovery, wasn't I? But now, and it still might do that, and that's the thing. So this trade plan might still be relevant. That being said, the fact that we found support here on this local point of control is support. You know, you buy support. That's what you do. You go long on support, and so you can see it's support, and therefore you go long because you have a clean invalidation. So let me just kind of hide these a little bit, and let me just reevaluate this this local range and hide these. Let me just draw out the volume. It's the local volume here. Yeah, no real changes, to be honest with you. And you see now we're into the local value area high, so we're into a little bit of resistance here. The price went all the way up, taking out all of the liquidity from these local highs. Got a pullback, finding support. Now the price is going back up. We haven't taken out the all-time high yet. How far did we get to get? How close do we get to the all-time high? Let's have a look. We pierced the AA6. This is actually really bullish. Hey Majid, nice to see you. Long time no see. Well, it's not my fault. I've been here. I've been streaming. I guess it's a good time to come and stream. So yeah, nice to have you back. This is actually really bullish. You know, when you kind of hit the last line of resistance and you pierce it like that, not offering much resistance, close to the all-time high. It's really quite bullish. You don't think, oh my god, this is bearish. You think actually this is really bullish because the price is pushing much higher. And here you're finding support again. We lost the value area. We're back into the value area, but you're finding support at point of control. You can clearly see that, and it looks like the price wants to go back above this local golden pocket. Probably what you'll get is another back test, and then maybe we'll get something like that. Maybe we'll get something like that to go up to take the all-time high. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to see something where the value area flips, okay, into some kind of support. We have a trend line here, some sort of trend line. Yeah. So maybe follow the trend line, maybe go up, come down, find support off the value area, outside of the value area, but off the top of the value area, and then push up, and maybe we can take out the all-time high. We have to see how this plays out, okay? But probably the long to be had was already had, which is the local point of control. And then what you'd be thinking of is if we get another back test off this value area, because you don't want to buy into resistance, you want to buy it off support. If we get that kind of price action, then that would be good. It's also possible that, you know, we go down like that back into my area, which was my original idea. It's also possible. It could happen anytime, to be honest with you. I don't know how bullish that would look if that happens, because you're underneath the local point of control, which is clearly offering support. And so if you lose it, then it could actually, you know, you could be in trouble. So you kind of have to consider that the SR flip in play at the moment is the point of control. And at the moment, to stay bullish, we don't want to lose it. Imagine you're saying I've lost weight. It's good. It's good. So I would say it's looking really good, the charts. Let's have a look at the order flow. I didn't have a really short stream today because I don't really have much to say. We're above the daily open, we're above the VWAP. That is considered bullish. So it's probably a bullish day today. Am I seeing any divergences? Not really. Some slight bullish divergences on the lows. You can see the CVDs going down here. Look, you see the CVDs going down. So you're putting in lower CVD, you're putting high lows. Defage, nice to have you. Good afternoon. So I would say that we're getting bullish CVD locally. We're getting the price is above the daily open. It's above the VWAP. This is bullish, bullish, bullish. So CVD is bullish, above VWAP bullish, above A daily open is bullish. And we're above the point of control, which is offering support. That's bullish. And everything's looking quite bullish. We've pierced the 886 here without any trouble, close to the all-time high. I would say that's bullish too. If it was bearish, you kind of wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, you get a much stronger rejection. So I'm thinking quite bullish right now at the moment on this chart. We had the pullback all the way down to where I had the long plan, and we missed it because the local point of control held as support. You see that, and therefore it is what it is. You know, you have a plan, it doesn't come, it's not a big deal. If I reevaluated my plan while I was looking at the price action, which if you were day trading you would, then I would have taken that long. I would have seen that. Okay, you just have to buy with support, buy onto support. You have to look and see where the price is holding a support. I think that's it for Bitcoin, and I am still targeting 130k. Like 130k for me is my target. How would you take a trade from where the current price action is? It'd be very difficult. You'd have to put a really wide stop. You could still target 130k. You're still looking for a wide stop. You'd still risk the same amount. You're looking for a 1-to-5 risk to reward ratio trade with a wide stop. The wide stop is here. You risk your 1%. You can still, if you hit 130k, you're still making a good gain. But the reality is it'll be better to let the price come back to support, find support off the value area high here. And once you see the support, then it'll be better to have a much tighter stop. And then you've got a higher risk to reward ratio trade at 1-to-8. If you see that kind of price action where you see the price coming back into support. So really, there are longs to be had here in the current price action. As long as you're willing to just manage your risk and have your invalidation underneath this local point of control, which is really the invalidation at the moment because that's support. And as long as this trend line holds, as long as the price is showing bullish CVD, which it is, as long as it's above the daily, the VWAP, then I think we'll probably be looking for higher prices. Probably that's kind of what I'm thinking. That being said, it's always possible for the price to go bam. The price can always do that. You know, you have to just, it is what it is. You know, the price has the ability to do a lot of crazy things. You could always get a whoosh, a liquidity run off these lows just to smash through to the highs. And naturally, if you do see that, then that's a crazy long. That's a really amazing long. It would be a swing failure of the local lows with the point of control holding a support again for another support, you know, like, and it's always possible. And that's why you should always be willing to buy support when you see price action, which shows that support is holding. That is basically Bitcoin, and we target 130k. That's what we do. Let's have a look at some other things. Majid says update VAI. Yeah, I can have a look at that. I've got a bit of time. There's a few people watching now, which is amazing. So I'm kind of thinking maybe this is the time to stream. In El Salvador, where I am now, it's like 9 a.m. 9:30 a.m. So maybe this is the right time to stream. Let's have a look at some other things quickly. Let's have a look at ETH BTC. All right, yeah, ETH BTC is just rallying. There's nothing to report really. Let's have a look at total market cap. That total market cap put in a new all-time high yesterday, and that's a big deal. Had a little rejection and the price is going up. We could grind up. Total 2 still hasn't put in a new all-time high, and total 3 is lagging a little bit. Okay, USD dominance is still going down. With back underneath the point of control again, so we have a really nice harmonic target here. We'll have to see if we hit that. Let's have a look at the SPX. That is not quite sure what it's doing. It's kind of holding the highs. The RTY is going up. The Russell 2000 is going up. Are you going to leave soon? Definitely late afternoon or evening would be better suit for your streams. I'm trying to figure out the best time actually. I have on my YouTube, it tells me what time is good because it gives you the audience figures. So I'm kind of trying to figure out the best, because I'm in El Salvador now, and so I'm ahead. But if I have a look at analytics here, audience, it tells you when your viewers, and this is in GMT +1, so UK time. So based on UK time, it says starting around 2 p.m. UK time is the best time through to about 9 p.m. UK time. So what's UK time? So right now it's 4:32 UK time, PM UK time. So we are kind of in the right zone. So maybe now we're a bit later. Maybe 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. UK time. So 6 p.m. UK time in El Salvador. Spell that wrong. 11 a.m. Probably 11 a.m. for me would be the best time to stream based on my YouTube. So I have to keep that in mind. Let's have a look at Voigt for Majid. I haven't looked at Voigt, so I don't know. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So we didn't get the pump, so that's not correct. We were still looking for a 2 correction, this red 2 correction, which was what I was thinking when I finally did the final update. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's trickier. The correction is really tricky. It's not clear what the correction looks like. This one's a bit really, it's quite deep. We've clearly lost a big level of support here of these lows, clearly. Let's have a look at the volume. Volume is really important. And we haven't had an injection of volume. We haven't, yeah? Which makes me a little bit concerned about the price action because we have the point of control is here. And it would be nice to go back down to the point of control, to be honest with you. We're back in the value area. I'm just updating these. Have a look at these. These. We're still looking for an impulsive 3 wave. This whole thing is still a corrective 2. The whole thing is a corrective 2. Okay. That was your first. That was clearly your first impulsive move. Clearly, the reason why I think that was clearly your first impulsive move is because the price did a 5,800% increase in value. It's like 58x. That's really in one straight line. That's an impulsive move. Yeah. Back then, I was thinking that you could probably get an ABC and then you could start your impulse. And we were starting it 1, 2, 3. And then it just dropped. Okay, and that's when I started thinking, okay, then it's an ABC. Maybe we're looking for some kind of ABC. Maybe we could to impulse there, and that didn't happen. Because that didn't happen, we are looking at ABC. Let's have a look at the timings to see where the timings land. Yep, you see that the 618 was the top of that move. 1 to 1, 1 to 618 was the top of that move. Yeah, get rid of that. And that. Didn't take out the low. That's a valid impulsive first wave of April. That's a valid first wave, but the volume is so low that I am worried about the volume. Yeah. So even though this is a valid first wave, I'm a little bit worried about the volume here. It's very low. It's too low, to be honest with you, to make me think that this is over. We really need some heavy volume to show us that we're kind of hitting the rock bottom of the price. And so it is possible that we're going to do like a 5 down like that, something like that to complete this. To get a nice bounce off the point of control here, to get a nice reaction. It's 100% possible. And the other thing to bear in mind is that you have you have a real strong SR flip going on here. See that? And as far as I can tell, we're sitting underneath resistance. If the price does come up, then you're looking at a bearish harmonic. Yeah. And that's the problem with the pattern that's forming right now. This is bearish. Yeah. However high we get, that becomes a bearish harmonic, and then you're looking to go down lower. So we are in a situation now where the price could still go down. And realistically speaking, just looking at how far it's come, we've come underneath the value area high. The value area high is only, oh, it's the one I say only, it's 100, it's a 80% higher. But the point of control is 75% lower. So we're in a little bit of a no man's land here, to be honest with you. We're not on support. We're kind of heading slowly up to resistance. Initially this SR flip, then you have the value area high. We have a lot of areas of resistance to contend with. Let me have a look at the anchored VWAP. That's much higher up. Let's have a look at this anchored VWAP there. You see that we have extremely strong resistance, slightly higher up, 180% higher up, and that's underneath the launch price. So it's actually looking still quite bearish, to be honest with you, or dare I say it, corrective. It's looking still quite corrective. On this down move, we're locally above the point of control, and there's definitely big resistance up there at 0.094, where the value area high of this down move is. I think probably another down is in order to somewhere hit this point of control. I think that would be, for me, the best point of entry for this token, the most risk-free entry. But that being said, look, we're above the golden pocket. So we're hitting the golden pocket. We're above this downtrend point of control. Was that the first impulse? I don't know. I don't think so, actually. Just looking at this original impulse, I see increasing. I see the volume coming here, and the price is impulsing. I kind of would want to see the same thing if we started impulsing, and I'm not. When I look at the volume, we still have like reduction in volume. It's not really looking what we wanted to see. What we really want to see is big amounts of volume. Yeah, we're not seeing that. So I think until I see that, I wouldn't be confident that this is the bottom just yet. And maybe I'll be thinking it would be nice to just kind of go right down to get a nice reaction with volume off the point of control again. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That would be nice to have. All right. And there's no way to know if that's going to happen or when that's going to happen. Yeah. Who knows how or when or if, but maybe the 786, maybe just a little front run actually off the point of control into this lower, this kind of bottom side of this trend line, take out the lows. 786 could be, it doesn't have to go all the way down, but as close as possible would be nice. Yeah, to get a really nice bullish reaction with volume to end this this corrective move. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. All right, Ajit, I hope that helps. I'm not sure if it does. Let's have a look at TRVL right now. What an amazing rally we've been having on TRVL. A really amazing rally. So I think a lot of people have been following my TRVL assessment and evaluation and analysis. If you haven't, then please do. What you can do is you can go to my YouTube channel, which is at AmirZX. I'll paste it into chat. So you can subscribe there if you want, and I'd much appreciate that. And if you go to my homepage, you'll see that I have a playlist here called D Travel, TRVL vibes. To date, I have actually created 232 videos. Yeah, on this playlist. That's not a small amount. That's not a small number. And I do short videos, I do longer videos, I cut from my live streams. I'm trying to do a video a day if possible. And actually I'm analyzing TRVL live on my live stream every time I do a live stream. And so I recommence my stream on January the 6th. And when you go to the TRVL charts and you look at when I recommence my live stream, it was here, look, it was there. That is the first day that I recommenced my live stream, July the 6th. And if you go back, if you go to my playlist, you'll see that I ended my stream 6 months ago and I recommenced my stream a month ago. Big D travel changes will cause TRVL to explode in price. You can get it for historic value. You can go and have a look at that video if you want. And if you look at the date, look at that, 6th of July, 2025. And when you look at this candle where we bottomed, 6th of July, 2025. So I began or recommenced my live stream on exactly the same day that TRVL bottomed here. How amazing is that? I think that's pretty amazing. I don't applaud myself, but maybe I should. And since then, we are up 83% in value. We've increased value by 83%. How amazing is that? So I think everyone would argue or can agree that I've actually helped them maybe to make a little bit of money or just to not sell. And maybe I've helped a little bit with encouraging people to buy into this. We're not out of the woods. We're never out of the woods until we actually have confirmation of significant changes in the charts, which gives us the confidence that it's all over. I'm looking for a higher high to take out this high, which would be a higher high. That would be market structure confirmed change to bullish. Yeah, and we're still waiting for that to happen. It's taken a little bit of time. But I think we could be there soon. And we've had a really nice bounce here. So let me have a look at different things here to see where we're at in the charts. Hold on. So let's have a look. Yeah. Let's have a look at the volume. Look at that. That's quite interesting. We are above the value. Look at this. We're above the value area now. Look at that. See that? So when you're looking at these candles, look how it's holding the value area high there. See that? So we've actually, based on what I'm seeing, we've flipped the value area, this value area, into support. We're outside. We're trading outside the value area. We're putting volume in the higher part of the value area. Yeah. As long as we don't fall back into the value area, we don't want to fall back in. As long as we hold above it, then we could actually get a nice push to take out that high. I think that's kind of what I want to see next in the price action. I think I am expecting it. We've already come to this previous range and hit the previous range point of control. You see that? Perfect hit. We're trying to get back into this previous range. You see that? You see where the price is stuck? It's stuck in this previous range right now. This little mini range. If we get back into that range, we're taking out the highs. So we're really close to changing market structure here on a weekly time frame. Really close. And that's going to give confidence to the market that the bottom is in. Because if you get a confirmed market structure change on a higher time frame like the weekly time frame, with volume at a significant low, that's the bottom. The market structure's changed, the volumes come in, it's a significant low structure. So this is the bottom. Okay, I think it's the bottom, but the confirmation is clearly going to be when we take out the high. It just means there's more buyers in the market than sellers. There's more market buyers in the market than market sellers, and the market selling isn't enough to take out the all-time low, whereas the market buying is to take out the previous high, the higher high. And that's kind of what we're looking for next. I think once that happens, there's going to be a lot of relief for everyone who's been buying into this dip, because once market structure is bullish, effectively what you're doing is you're selling higher highs and you're buying into higher lows until the market structure changes back to bearish. And you can continue doing that perpetually on this token. When you're looking at the token on the higher time frame, the reality is if we get a bullish market structure change confirmation here, now we could potentially be looking for higher, lower, higher, higher. You know, you could basically be going up like that forever. You know, it's possible, very possible, because what happens is people are selling higher highs and then they're buying the higher lows, selling the higher highs, buying the higher lows, and they just, that process continues until we get to a stage where we can't put in a higher high, and then we take out the low, and then the structure changes back to bearish. Yeah, and once that happens, then people will be selling the lower highs and buying back the lower lows. You know, it changes again. So we're in a really interesting point in the charts. Why is everything changing now? Well, look, I saw on the D Travel X page post today, we have some big news for Coinbase users coming. Can you guess what it could be? Well, is it a Coinbase listing? No. No. If it was a Coinbase listing, it wouldn't be big news for Coinbase users, would it? I think it's more likely to be something like, can I reveal? Can I reveal? I don't know. Should I speculate? I'm going to go into WhatsApp because I'm going to speculate a little bit. I don't think it's a Coinbase listing. It could be, maybe if it is, it is, you know, like whatever. I'm just trying to find something. Hold on. Something that was sent to me. Can I find it? No. I'm going to search. Yes. I think I found it. So I'm just speculating, guys, but I think this is it. Okay. I think it's possibly this. The new Coinbase wallet web app, your home for everything on chain. I think D Travel TRVL is going to be in this new wallet. That's what I'm imagining, because this is what's new in Coinbase. Look, 11th of July. We're a month in, and there's a big wait list for this. I'm just wondering if this is what it is, because this is the big thing that's happening in Coinbase at the moment, and it wouldn't make sense because this is what they're pushing. So this is still a big deal. Like, don't think that this is not a big deal. This is a big deal. Oh, wait, this is 2024. Sorry, that's the wrong news. Oh, shit. My bad. It's called the Base app. 4 weeks ago. Sorry, let me find it. That was the wrong one, but it's just, it is the same idea. Base app. Let me just search again. Coinbase launches Base app, a Web3 super app for creators. That's what it is. Formerly Coinbase Wallet. So they've rebranded it.
Welcome to the Brainstorm episode 95. Welcome to the Brainstorm episode.
The developer toolkit, so they're going to continue to build Ethereum, so the EVM, the SVM.
Yeah, it's a crypto wallet dominance, whatever. These guys are talking about it. I think that might be it. I'm not 100%, but I'm just trying to search. Base, formerly Coinbase Wallet. It's a layer 2, isn't it? It's a layer 2. And they're really pushing this. How would we know? Huh? I don't know. Anyway, that's quite interesting. So what's happened now is that they've announced that on their X. After they announced that an hour ago, look, some market buying, some more aggressive market buying here. I don't know if that means that people are expecting a Coinbase listing, but we've got a 4.25 million token market buy there, 1.3 million. Look at that market buying. So there's quite aggressive market buying now. People are repositioning in. They've sold and now they're repositioning in. They like the prices. They like the activity. They like the movement. Maybe they like my videos. And so this is quite a big deal. The fact that D-Travel are starting to get active and starting to push things. This is a good one, 2 hours ago. The day when short-term rentals were never the same. Happy 17th anniversary Airbnb. So we're getting active, huh? We're getting really active. This is a repost from CoinFest Asia. This is really good. D-Travel are really getting active. If you look at the Telegram, which is really the place to look for updated information, you can see this by Andrea. Watch this tutorial to experience the complete D-Travel CoinFest Asia journey. Explore, book and pay in crypto or fiat. Have a look at this.
We are only 2 weeks away from CoinFest, and I gotta admit that I'm super excited, but at the same time kinda nervous. However, I had also the thought that if this is a crypto event, why not going all in crypto? So today I'm gonna show you my booking process with D-Travel, where I'm going to find hopefully my dreamy villa.
I've enlarged the screen, but you couldn't see that. So you could hear what she was saying, but you couldn't actually see that. How do I do this so you can see it?
My dreamy villa where I'm going to pay with crypto. As I said, this is the first time, so be patient with me.
It's a shame, it's a shame you can't see it. Anyway, if you go into the Telegram and click on that, you can actually watch this tutorial. You can see it here that it's moving inside my Telegram, but when I click on it, you can't see it. And here, Andrea is showing how to book and how to use D-Travel. I really need this video. How do I get this video? How can I download it?
You scroll down a little bit, you're gonna find this.
Save as. Oh, I can save it. Let me save that video. That could be good. Go and have a look. And then this is in the announcements. If you go into the main D-Travel community channel, no new booking process, new user. New users, new booking process. See that? New users, new booking process, new user. This is good. We're really active right now. in the D Travel Telegram. So it's definitely the place to be if you're interested. The X page is good. And actually, interestingly enough, Andrea also sent me a video as well yesterday. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is on her Instagram. Again, she's promoting D Travel. She's promoting in a different format. The format is more Gen Z, isn't it? It's more kind of young people, crypto nomads, and she's doing a really good job in promoting D Travel there in Indonesia. Now she's using her social media to promote D Travel, and this is very different to me. Like, I'm quite boring in comparison to what I'm seeing here, the way she's doing it. This is actually really, really good, isn't it?
Most of the time, when you see something and you think, this is too good to be true, it's actually too good to be true. Except for the
I'm going to send that to a few people. I wish I could show you guys, because for some reason on Telegram I can't. So anyway, this is quite interesting. Definitely get involved. Yeah, the charts are just looking really bullish, aren't they? There's really nothing more to say. We had a bullish engulfing last week. The price is going up. What we want to see this week is increase in volume. It's really important. The increase in volume with increasing prices is really important. If we can get an increase in volume, and if we can go out and take out that high, then we're laughing. Honestly, I think we're laughing, because then the bottom is in, and then we can actually go up all the way up to the previous all-time high, all-time low, and then we can start attacking the highs. And really, that's what we want to do with TRVL. Really, our objective is to take out the high. That high is really important. If we can take out the high at 9 cents, then we're looking at a V-shaped recovery. That would be a V-shape. That'll be a really bullish recovery on this token. If you see a V-shaped recovery where we take out the high after we put in an all-time low, then literally we're looking at a really mega bullish chart. Yeah, and that's really, I think everyone, if they're thinking, how can we make TRVL rocket? Let's take out 9 cents. Let's put in a low now. Let's take out 9 cents. Let's drive the price all the way up to 9 cents. Take it out. If we take out 9 cents, we're likely to clear all of these highs, 1, 2, 3, in one go, up to 17.5 cents. And then that's going to give a lot of people ammunition for a pullback to be able to find support. And then we can probably look for higher prices in the future. And that's kind of what I'm imagining to happen in the future for TRVL. I keep on looking at the real world stats, and I keep on seeing growth. Yeah, every time I look at this page on June, I see the number of cities growing. Look, number of countries is growing. It was 138 last week. This week is 139. I see everything. I see growth. Yeah. Now it looks like it's flattening out, but I really think that we get to a stage where we kind of flatten out and then we expand again, you know, kind of like in the way the price moves, it expands and then it corrects and then it expands. I kind of think we're gonna get the same thing here, where we get a little bit of a slow increase and then suddenly we get a massive push. And so we're just waiting for that to happen. And in the meantime, the network is growing and people are seeing the volume and they're getting quite excited about some things that are happening on D Travel's X page. They're looking at my videos, they're watching what I'm doing, what I'm talking about D Travel. I keep on saying the same thing. I talk about my realized earnings, my completed bookings. I talk about my own experience with D Travel. I talk about my reputation as an Airbnb superhost. I'm giving D Travel my full endorsement. I'm a 4.99 Airbnb superhost, 10 years, 9+ years hosting, 182 reviews, impeccable profile, and I'm giving D Travel my absolute endorsement. You know, I've been doing this for years. I've been involved with D Travel for nearly 4 years, and my track record is clear to see. Everyone can see my track record. They can look at my D Travel backend and see that I'm vouching from experience. And you can also have a look at my crypto YouTube channel and see that I'm also vouching from crypto experience too. You know, I've got 885 subscribers now on my channel. I do a lot of videos on Bitcoin and other tokens, and my main focus is also TRVL and D travel. So I'm combining my experience of crypto, Airbnb superhosts, in the short vacation rental, and my real world experience with D travel, and combining all those three to endorse D travel and say, hey, this is the next big thing. This is happening. And we're only at the beginning. We're really only at the beginning of what we're about to experience. I really feel that we can only go up from here. I don't know what this error is. Could not connect to the recapture service. All right, it's gone now. I think it's gone. And yes, and so in the future, I do imagine a future where AI and other search engines will use D-Travel's resources to search for vacation rentals, and they'll all be direct bookings. Here, this is Costa Rica, 24 results. And you see, we're still early, you know. It's nice, you can actually book directly in Costa Rica. There's some nice properties in Costa Rica. Look at that. Modern jungle house, $198 per night. And I'm actually wondering if I'm wondering if I could contact these people and go to their property and check it out and maybe do a video. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Oh my God. I would love to stay there. Go with your family for a week. Let's go for a week. Get a 10% discount with TRVL. Don't pay any credit card fees. Get a 10% discount paying with TRVL. Why would you not do that? You can also pay with your Visa credit card or your MasterCard or Amex. And you can also pay with Google Pay. And here you can pay with crypto. You click on that and you can click on your MetaMask, your Trust Wallet, Wallet Connect, Coinbase Wallet, all these different wallets. See that? And then you can select Tether, USDC, which is on Base, Matic. TRVL gives you a 10% discount, which is great. Oh, what is this? This is CBBTC. This is the Coinbase wrapped BTC. Do you see that? That's a new addition to the payment options. It means you can pay with Bitcoin, but it's wrapped on the Coinbase wallet on the Base chain. So this is a new addition, but this is a big deal because I was telling people that we're going to be able to accept Bitcoin, and this is the first step to being able to accept Bitcoin, except it's on the Base chain and it's on the Coinbase wallet. And so in the future, what I'm talking to D-Travel about is the ability to accept or to pay using Bitcoin on the Bitcoin Lightning Network. That's what I'm pushing for at the moment, and that's what I think we're going to get. This is really nice. So this is a big deal. Like, there's a lot of things happening here. Let's go back to the listing page. I wanted to see these photos. I'm going to check it out. Wow, how beautiful is this property? How beautiful is this property? All right, I'm going to finish my stream now. I'm pretty excited about TRVL and D-Travel. I wanted to talk about altcoins and ALTseason, but I'm BTC dominance. So should I just quickly have a look? Yeah, let's have a look quickly. Oh, this is nice. You see the breakdown? Look at that. So remember when I first streamed in July and I said this is the top? And I explained why. And we had a breakdown, and then I said this is a kind of good area for the price to flag for another breakdown. We're going to come into that breakdown soon. this is a question. Where do we go from here when we get a back test of this golden pocket area? Could we range here to go back up, to go back down, or could we continue dropping down? And there are options here. But it does look like we've lost that trend line, that yellow trend line that I had drawn out. I think we've lost it now for good, because it looks like this is the second time we lose it, but this is pretty significant. Whereas before we just smash through and bounce, this is different. This is consolidating to lose. This is really bearish on BTC dominance, to consolidate and then lose. Where you go through a trend line and you bounce, it's not the same. It's not the same as this. This is really bearish. So yeah, so I'd like to see what happens. If we kind of bounce, then it'll probably go up. Against the same thing, if we start going here consolidating, it's probably going to continue going down for another leg down. So this is kind of what I want to see. I think we are starting to experience an alt season, to be honest with you, the beginnings of an alt season. If we do see a BTC rally, if we do come here and see a BTC rally, BTC dominance could go up, but it could still mean alts go up with Bitcoin if Bitcoin starts to rally, because Bitcoin is the tide that rises all the boats. Even if Bitcoin dominance goes up, we could still see altcoins go up. It just means that Bitcoins for a period of time will be going up faster than altcoins until you get some kind of rejection, and then that's when you get the real alt season, where this just collapses. Okay, so ideally that's kind of where we want to see Bitcoin dominance before we see a mega alt season, very similar to here. Or we want to just see this, where we just kind of get a falling wedge and then a collapse, and that would be nice. Actually, I'd really like to see if we get a falling wedge here and a collapse. So there are options for what could happen, and we just have to see what is going to happen at the time. All right, so that's Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to end my stream now. It was a really good stream. It was short and sweet, earlier than predicted, earlier than I wanted, but at least now I can put up some videos and let people watch them. I'm thinking about doing an extra stream this week. So my streams have been a little bit irregular because I've moved to El Salvador, and I'm trying to regularize the timings, but I'm probably going to do a stream before Friday. So I'm definitely going to do a stream on Friday, probably going to do another one before Friday. I'll announce that. Okay, all right, have a good day, and hope you're well.